Hey friends, happy Friday to you. Today we continue with the 40 things to give up for Lent and beyond. And today we are giving up loneliness. There are more ways to connect with one another than ever before. Many of us, we have hundreds of friends and followers on websites like Facebook and Twitter. And yet loneliness and isolation have become epidemic. We have more relationships than ever before, but those relationships are shallow and they're not deep and significant. It's ironic that in this hyper-connected world that isolation and loneliness have become so epidemic. We're increasingly isolated from one another and we have become lonely in the crowd. That's why today we're giving up loneliness and isolation. It starts with our relationship with God. Primarily, first and foremost, He created us to live in relationship with Him. And so while we may be lonely, we are not alone. This is the first and foremost primary relationship that we have in life, our relationship with God. And if that relationship is right, then it is likely our other relationships in life will be right as well. If that relationship is not right, then it is likely our other relationships in life will not be right as well. So if you're struggling with a certain relationship in your life, rather than looking specifically at that relationship, look first and foremost at your relationship with God and what is missing in your relationship with God that might need your attention. When it comes to our relationships with others, recognize that God created us as social beings. Companionship is a basic human need. God wired us in that way. In the same way He created us to live in relationship with Him, He created us also to live in relationship with one another. So when it comes to making friends starts with being a friend. The calling of Jesus is not to wait for others to befriend us, but just as He did. He came as the friend of sinners to befriend sinners. It is our calling to go and befriend others as well. There are so many lonely people that God puts before us. Remember, while we may feel as if we are alone, we are not alone in this world if we open our eyes to the hurt that is around us. Now, I know there are many introverted people who are watching this right now. And you may be uncomfortable engaging with others, but it's time to set aside that fear. Anytime you are in a group of people, you're going to find others around you who are awkward, who are uncomfortable, who are unsure if this is the place where they need to be. They need a friend. And because of your potential feelings of awkwardness in the situation as well, you might just be the perfect person to befriend them. You can serve them by engaging them and helping them to feel comfortable. Ask them why they came to this certain event in the first place. Are you still afraid? Then ask God to change your heart towards other people. Rather than being worried about what their perception is of you, start looking at God's perspective and His calling upon your life to be a servant towards them. God's calling is never going to be easy, and it's going to cause us to step outside of our comfort zone. Again, you may be lonely, but recognize you are not alone, and God puts before you each and every day people to serve. So, loneliness. The perfect antidote starts with God, our relationship with Him, and then going to befriend others in their time of need. Hey, happy Friday, everyone. We will see you tomorrow with the weekend edition of 40 Things to Give Up for Lent and Beyond.